What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Ava DuVernay film, A Wrinkle in Time. A Wrinkle in Time is directed by Ava DuVernay, stars Storm Reid, Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, and Mindy Kaling. It tells the story of a scientist who, after figuring out apparently how to travel through the universe using just your mind, disappears. His daughter and their adopted son decide that they have to find their dad by any means necessary, and when weird things begin to happen and they think that they might be able to find him, they end up going on this crazy adventure. Now, one thing that actually caught me off guard in this film that I thought was really good was Derek McCobb. He plays the son in the film. He's a little kid. I'd say he's probably only like 6 or 7 maybe, and he gives a really solid performance in this movie, like an actually really good child performance, especially for the script that he was given. I thought he worked with it really well and was a very endearing character on screen who it was easy to root for and who I liked. And then next to him, you had a lot of the more big-name actors like Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, Chris Pine, and all of them were serviceable. They all did the best they could with what they had, and there's nothing really to complain about with their performances. They're just sort of there. And then really the only other good thing that I can talk about with the film is the special effects. They're fairly impressive. Some sequences look a little rough, but I would say overall they are rather impressive special effects. I saw the movie in IMAX and it looked good. Like I said, there were a few sequences that were a little iffy, but almost all of it was actually very impressive. But that's really all the good things I have to say. This movie really struggles in every other aspect of being a film, which is kind of surprising given the budget and the people involved in it. This script is one of the worst paced scripts I think I've ever seen in a film. It will just randomly explain something that is so insanely important to the story that you could just miss it if you weren't paying attention for a couple seconds. And it's crazy to me that a film with all this talent somehow managed to have such a poorly written script. And then the lead actress, Storm Reid, I really think she just gets outshined by Derek McCobb, who plays her younger brother in the film. Not to say she doesn't have her moments of being good, but there are more moments where it seems like she's struggling with what she's supposed to be portraying in scenes. Some of the scenes I was like, wow, that was really impressive, but when I see those scenes, it was more like, how come it wasn't that good through the whole film then? And then I'm not trying to say that she gave a terrible performance or anything. It just seemed like she was struggling in certain sequences that were very important to the character building in the film. The script is also filled with cliche and boring things. This movie is exceptionally boring for how interesting the plot makes it sound like the movie would be. It honestly is just a mishmash of weird stuff going on in scenes that we're just supposed to be like, that's cool, I get it, that makes total sense. When in reality, pretty much none of it does. The film is so convoluted in the story it's trying to tell about family and people and how you think of yourself and how the power of this and that it loses all message. It has no message because it tries to force so many different messages that none of them have enough time to build up to be anything. And then the climax of the movie has almost no build. It's just like, boom, we're at the end of the movie now. Did you enjoy it? Maybe, probably not though. And then if you didn't, it's just, that's it. There's no more explanation. You don't learn anything else. There's clearly issues that are not resolved at the end of the film that are like, when we're just not gonna see what happens in that because, you know, you could maybe explain it with one more scene and maybe we'd all feel a little more comfortable about the story, but it just ends and that's it. I genuinely don't understand how a script written like this can be handed the massive budget that this movie was given, get these insanely talented people together to work on this film, and create something that offers little to nothing to film. It invests so little in its characters and makes the story so convoluted and either underexplained or overexplained that you just can't feel attached to the story or the characters or anything in it. And I think that that's what kills this film. I watched it and I was just like, I don't care about any of this, and nothing in this script is making me feel invested in it. Sure, it's got some pretty special effects, but that's all it had. It had a solid child's performance from Derek McCobb and some cool special effects. That's it. I don't know how this movie really ended up getting made for how much it costed to make. I'm gonna give A Wrinkle in Time a D. I really didn't enjoy this movie in any aspect. I thought that it was boring and convoluted and felt unnecessary while I was watching it. It is an extremely high budget film that hit none of the marks that it intended to hit, and I really don't recommend it for anybody because it just didn't fulfill anything that I want out of a children's film or a family film or even just a movie in general. It's just there. It just exists, and if you see it, you'll walk out and be like, that movie is a movie that exists, because it doesn't give you anything else. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of A Wrinkle in Time, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and hope to see you guys later.